Poetry time. Amish girls rebel by wearing the pants. German youth revolt by doing the Irish River dance. Baby boomers revolt by listening to rock and roll. I ate my weight in cat food. All strong boys must drink their Ovaltine, please. Nesquik will give you a flesh-eating disease. Subliminal advertising can go a long way. I'm afraid of armadillos and big wrestling men. Dynamite! Vince Vaughn mowed my lawn at the crack of dawn. I was going to pay his wages, but it seems he is gone. He's nowhere to be seen. What should I do with his $5? Oh no, Grandma, he's in the bathtub! Kevin James sold me Robitussin just the other day. Then he stole all my Pringles and ran far away. But don't worry, I will get my revenge. I filled his shoes with ranch dressing. Iced tea makes me think when I drink my iced tea. Asparagus makes me want to hug a willow tree. Willow Smith told us all to whip our hair back and forth. I need to stop hanging out at middle schools. Start the show. Poetry time. Amish girls rebel by wearing the pants. German youth revolt by doing the Irish River dance. Baby boomers revolt by listening to rock and roll. I ate my weight in cat food. All strong boys must drink their Ovaltine, please. Nesquik will give you a flesh-eating disease. Subliminal advertising can go a long way. I'm afraid of armadillos and big wrestling men. Dynamite! Vince Vaughn mowed my lawn at the crack of dawn. I was going to pay his wages, but it seems he is gone. He's nowhere to be seen. What should I do with his $5? Oh no, Grandma, he's in the bathtub! Kevin James sold me Robitussin just the other day. Then he stole all my Pringles and ran far away. But don't worry, I will get my revenge. I filled his shoes with ranch dressing. Iced tea makes me think when I drink my iced tea. Asparagus makes me want to hug a willow tree. Willow Smith told us all to whip our hair back and forth. I need to stop hanging out at middle schools. Start the show. You're in the house with Antoine. 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 He's gonna show you. All right. I want to thank you for joining me with another exciting episode of In Your House with Antoine Clemens. All right. We have a granddaddy of a show lined up for you today. Today, a performance by legendary Lady Sax. Give it up for Lady Sax today. Woo! Not only that, we're going to find out who's really putting people first in the first when First District Councilwoman of the City of Gary joins us right here in the living room today. And not only that, we're going to find out what's cooking in the kitchen. But before we get to that, I want to talk about some things that's been grinding my gears. Have everyone ever went to a fine dining restaurant, right? You know how you got all these different forks and spoons for everything. You got a soup spoon, a salad spoon, a salad fork. Don't grind your gears. Because I'm telling you, with that one fork, I'm going to use that one fork to eat my chicken, my spaghetti, and my salad with. All the other washing dishes, who wash all them dishes? Not me. I'm telling you about it. And one other thing that's grinding my gears, relationships. I want to talk about relationships. I'm not talking about relationships today because I didn't have a Valentine. That is not why I'm talking about relationships today. I'm talking about relationships because they grind my gears. I want to talk about today the old relationships versus new relationships. Have you wondered when you know, I know we got some married people in the audience. Any married people in the audience? I see about one of y'all said, woo, so we got one married person in the audience. That's good, that's good. Well, for all of us daters, anyone dating in the office? New daters? All right. That's what's up. New dating, hey now. So I want to talk about new relationships versus old relationships, how, you know how your relationship gets all so spontaneous in the beginning and how it gets stale. Why is that? I'm going to answer that question right now because, in the beginning of the relationship, we put too much in a relationship. You say, instead of going to Red Lobster, take your boo to McDonald's value menu. All right. Take it to the value menu. You spend a little bit in the beginning, and then later on down the line, you get it new. I'm telling you, you get it. Red Lobster at the end, not in the beginning. McDonald's value menu, the value menu, the 99 cent. No one agrees. No one agreeing with me in the audience today. Okay, well, you spend your money and waste your money. I tell you, if you do as I say, go to McDonald's value menu instead of going to the Red Lobster. Ain't nobody clapping. No, we ain't trying to hear that today. I ain't trying to hear that. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to go to a quick, brief commercial break, and we'll be right back with more In Your House with Antoine Clemens.
Did you know that the average Social Security benefit is only $780 a month?
I didn't know that.
Did you know that most people will spend 20 years in retirement?
I didn't know that.
Did you know that a 40-year-old who saves $20 a week can have $75,000 when they retire?
I didn't know that.
There's a lot you might not know. To get free information about savings, visit our website or call this number.
I know what to do now.
Welcome back to In Your House with Antoine Clemens. I'm joined here in the living room with the legendary Lady Sax. Lady Sax, thank you for joining me in the living room today.
No problem, my dear.
All right. How are you feeling today, Lady Sax?
Doing great.
All right.
Highly blessed and greatly favored.
That is great. That is great. Lady Sax, we want to get into some things here. Tell us a little bit about why you became a musician.
Oh, boy. God blessed me with the talent. Probably had no choice. Just like he blessed other people to breathe and see and hear, blessed me to play the horn. I took a aptitude test when I was 10 with the City of Gary for a music program that was going to be in that summer. And I scored second in the city. Wow. And they put me in orchestra. And I played the violin at the time, and violin was not cool to play. You had to be on hee-haw to play violin. So I stayed with violin for the summer and asked to be transferred to band the next summer. I'm too loud?
Oh no. Now that we move there, you actually see the camera inside.
This is the camera?
Reflection.
Oh,
See, I told you about that reflection.
this camera's picking up a reflection here.
Welcome back to In Your House with Antoine Clemens. I'm joined today in the living room with legendary Lady Sax. Lady Sax, thank you for joining me in the living room today.
Thank you, no problem.
I really appreciate it. Lady Sax, you are a very skilled and talented musician here in the city of Gary. But before we hear you perform today, because you will be performing today on my show, thank you for that. We want to talk about a little bit about your life and what started you to become a musician and a writer, because I know you have a play that you're getting ready to do, and we'll talk a little bit about the play as well. But to start off, let the people know what started you to become a musician.
I started out at the age of 10 testing for a summer program for music with the city of Gary and tested second in the city. Started out on violin.
Right.
And wanted to be transferred to band the following summer because violin was just not cool. It's just not cool to be playing a violin.
Okay.
I got into band. The superintendent of schools at that time, Arnold K. Williams, who was also a teacher at Roosevelt, he was over that program. And so his decision was to let me try out on the saxophone. They only had saxophone and tuba left. So to try it on the saxophone, and if I could not catch up with the other people in an hour, that I was going back to violin.
Wow.
And so I knew what a saxophone looked like. My uncle had one under the bed. He had a tenor sax. In fact, they started me out on tenor sax, and it was too big. I fell over and hit my head. So they picked me back up, and they said, "Bring the alto out." It was a little smaller. So we started with the smaller one, the alto, and he just told me to blow. And first note was clear as a bell. And he said, "Wait a minute. Put that first finger down on this thing," and played the second note, played the third note. In an hour, I was doing scales.
Wow. In one whole hour.
In 1 hour, I was
legendary.
doing scales. I was doing scales. So he kept me there. And from there, that was fifth grade. So from there, I always played the horn.
And what school did you attend at the time?
I was at Drew School at the time, elementary school. Then I went over to Bailey. I was transferred to Bailey, bus to Bailey, actually. That was the time of integration of the schools. And then from there, I went to Luwalla's High School, graduated from there.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And we know that was just a year ago that you graduated and things
Yes,
of that nature.
about 6 months.
So, and you said in 1 whole hour you learned to play the
scale.
The scale.
He was telling me with the saxophone, you put down 1 finger, you get a note. 2 fingers, you get a note. 3 fingers, you get a note. 4 fingers, you get a note. 5 fingers, you get a different note. So I was going up and down the scale in an hour.
So what made you turn that talent into a career?
Well, at home, Mom was play piano.
Okay.
So I come from a family of musicians. My 2 brothers, one played guitar and one played drums. Later on, my brother under me went on to do